What's going on, everybody? Christopher Toro here, and I figured while I'm waiting for Doom to finish installing its 10 gigabytes, maybe I should make another Forces video, being the opposite of the last video that I made. So, last time I talked about the positives of Sonic Forces, the positives that I saw, anyway, after I beat the game. But now we're gonna get down to the real stuff. I figured I could talk about the stiff controls, clumsy jumping, anything related to the controls, but sometimes it feels differently to some other people. Sometimes your standards are a little lower. So I figured, let's just talk about the real problem. Sega's false advertisement of Sonic Forces. So in some of the first trailers, they displayed all of the villains you're going to fight. And one of those villains was Chaos. Even though it was my number 5 reason to be hyped about the game, it was a big reason why I was hyped, along with the vocal tracks. But after finishing Forces, it's clear that you never fight Chaos or really do anything referring to him. And that really bothered me, the way they falsely advertise Chaos being a boss and having anything to do with the story except capturing Sonic or just helping slightly to capture him at the beginning. It really shows how shameless Sega has become when manipulating their fans. I mean, sure, they took Super Sonic away, but they showed Chaos. I think Chaos got me even more hyped than having another Super Sonic battle in this. Having Chaos in the story was probably the most exciting thing I've seen out of Sega in a while. It's because Sonic Adventure is my favorite game, not Part 2, Part 1. That game and my nostalgia towards it gives me hope for future Sonic titles. And I thought this was going to be the title that finally, I get rewarded for my patience. Sure, the other games I found good things in them, but to be honest, it wasn't as perfect as the other games were to me. It wasn't the full package. They all had something bad to them or something you just had to deal with to get to the good stuff. Even Sonic Adventure 2 had some bad, like the Tails mech stages and the Eggman mech stages and the Rouge and the Knuckle stages. They all had things you had to tolerate. I honestly didn't really like the Knuckle stages in Rouge. I mean, I got used to it and I learned to appreciate it like I did for some of Force's elements, but I didn't really appreciate the entire Sonic Adventure 2. The end definitely made it worth it when Sonic and Shadow turned Super, but besides that, it was all challenging and the storyline was good, but most of the game I had to tolerate, some things that you didn't expect to be part of the package. So I thought with this, everyone's going to play generally the same, except for Classic Sonic, of course. I thought I'll just have to tolerate Classic Sonic. I thought you're going to be able to fight Shadow again. Chaos, you don't fight Shadow, you don't fight Chaos, you just fight Infinite a few times. And that guy from Lost Worlds, and Metal Sonic. But Sega's false advertisement, it really got me kind of worried and it didn't make me react well. It kind of broke my heart. They really don't care at this point. They just want to shoehorn characters' faces in and give less work to their development team to actually make a solid boss battle for them at all. And most of the boss battles didn't really have original styles to them, and they weren't unique at all. They didn't bring anything new to the table. Everything in Sonic Forces, like I said, was copied and pasted. Even the style of extras, but I could still appreciate the extras in it. So easy just to make a Chow Garden, but they didn't give us that either. They implied Chaos was going to be there and was going to have a big part. And another part of their false advertisement is giving us a short demo. Not giving us the confidence that every stage is going to be lengthy or fleshed out. The only thing that really fleshed out the stages were the extras that came along with it. They could have just added them all together. I would have been fine. But they separated them, and I guess they saw that playing for longer after you finish is more important than enjoying the core game, which is just strange. And they also advertised a serious storyline with a lot of depth to it, but there was no depth. It was just simple. Even though they say the word torture and they have war, it still for some reason didn't enable them to make an actual cohesive story. And even if all the stages were missions, I didn't really know what exactly my mission was. They basically made it so they can tell you to go somewhere and you could just run through it for that reason specifically. You need to make a distraction, so run through this place and just play the stage. There was no specific missions to do, and it didn't really feel like a recon at all. All there was dialogue during the missions, which you had to hear over and over after you fall down from some poor level design. But like I said, in the past I had to excuse and tolerate some of the inconsistent gameplay. I can tolerate that. But it's bringing me in for the wrong reasons that I don't like. It's the false advertisement that Sonic Team and Sega made. They sat down in a room and said, okay, yeah, let's include Chaos so a lot of people can feel nostalgic towards the character and probably buy the game based on the possibility that you might actually fight him. People sat down and thought about how they're going to manipulate their fans. Even though there are positives to Sonic Forces, after this, I'm done. I'm not gonna buy another Sonic game. After they pulled this false advertisement on their fans that waited so long and just spat in their face by the end of the game, I'm really done with it. And I just wanted to say that it really bothered me, and I'm not gonna get over it. Even if there is some kind of DLC, it just wouldn't make any sense. If there is DLC, then they know they did wrong, but they still didn't tell us that they're making it and didn't reassure us that Chaos was gonna be there. They even made an update saying that there's a transformation for Supersonic just so we can buy the game and think that Supersonic is in there, and he's not. I tried everything. Everyone's tried everything. He's not in there. There are no Chaos Emeralds in Forces. So there's another false advertisement claiming that they patched Supersonic into the game. They lied again just to make us buy this game. For that reason, I feel like selling it, but to play Sonic Forces on the go is pretty cool. And I'm honestly just gonna wait until they give us Supersonic and possibly a Chaos Battle and more story missions along with stages for free, hopefully. Just for the fact that this is my last Sonic game. Sonic Generations was a fine farewell to the series. It was a great way to look back at its history and what we loved about it, but it ends at Generations. And let me know what you guys think. I know I'm just being whiny and stuff and I wanted a character to be there, but it was falsely advertised. It's a fact that it was falsely advertised. So let me know what you guys think about the game, what the negatives of the game are for you. And don't clutter the comments too much with hate. Just give me honest opinions and criticisms towards it. That's my main negative. That's the one that actually makes me turn while I'm trying to sleep. And I would defend some elements of the game, but I'm not going to defend that. Hope you guys have a good one. See you in the next video. Later.